Welcome to the workshop. And we are back, and it's a late review. We're going to be talking about Independence Day Resurgence. I'm sorry, we're late. It's been a while. Isaac, what do you think of Independence Day Resurgence?
Okay. It was okay. So I guess I'm saying I liked it. I mean, I'm a sci-fi guy.
I thought it was okay. Also.
Yeah. I mean,
by far means, it's not like a great movie or anything like that. It's a movie probably you shouldn't watch in the theaters. You should just wait for like the Blu-ray.
True.
But I didn't hate the film.
Yeah, I didn't hate it either.
No.
I mean, it wasn't as good as the first one, of course. I mean, the first one was...
I'm going to disagree. I thought it was
Really?
better directed than the first film.
I don't really like the first one because all the little things in there, the drunk dad and the mobile home and the family.
Yeah, Randy Quaid.
And then the president, the speech the president gives. That's
By the way,
a real good uplifting speech.
He appears in this film.
And of course, you know, Jeff Goldblum. I'm a big Jeff Goldblum fan, in case you can't tell.
You know what? I think that's what makes this film watchable. It's Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have
Will Smith.
We don't have Will Smith in this film. Boo. We
have
Data.
Spoiler. Spoiler. He comes back to life.
He comes back. He was in
dead.
a coma for 20 years. I mean, that's possible, but in the first film, we saw him die, right? Did he not die or not?
I guess I couldn't really tell.
But
I was like,
but by the way, the actor's name is Brent Spiner. He played Data in Star Trek, and it just
love him.
It's like, you know, he was the other highlight of the film.
Mm-hmm.
He also made the movie watchable. He had a lot more to do.
Also made Star Trek: The Next Generation watchable. Okay, we're getting off subject. But anyway,
I know we can talk about that.
But anyway, yeah, made it watchable.
But do you like the whole thing that like it's just 20 years later? The movie.
That's a long time.
The movie makes a good point that they use the alien technology to make.
I like that part. I like that part. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they make better weapons. They make better planes.
And that's kind of what we see the future of, you know.
Yeah, that was very interesting, actually. But just for them to come back after 20 years on the same day, it's just so weird. It's just.
It was just like, oh man, hey, what movie did we forget we were gonna do a sequel to? We just forgot.
It was Independence Day.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, how long has it been?
20
Maybe
years.
we should do it. We should do it. It's like, finally. I mean, it's just kind of came out all on the blue, you know.
It was really out of the
Facebook
blue.
and stuff. I was like, cool. I'll
it wasn't until 2015 they had announced a sequel to this film. Of course, like there were rumors and stuff like that, but it wasn't until last year they announced the sequel to this film. And let's talk about the positives. Let's just start off with.
It could have been better.
Yeah,
and it could have been better because.
What's good about the film?
I'm
gonna say Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I like how they they tried to keep some of the characters. I think Will Smith he had probably something to do with Will Smith. I don't want to do another movie. You know, I don't know.
They brought back.
Maybe he was too busy. You know, complaining about not winning an Oscar. I don't know.
You know why he?
I don't know.
You know why he wasn't in his film? It's because he was doing Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so that's why he didn't.
I'll give him a bye.
And the thing is, like,
he could have done both of them movies. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, it was hardworking. The other actor, of course, was Bill Pullman, the president.
Oh yeah.
You know, he came back.
Almost did another one of those great speeches, but it wasn't as good as part one.
By the way, he tries to give a speech like in the first film, and by the way. The speech in the first film is probably one of the best speeches ever said in a movie ever. Agree? Disagree?
I agree.
Comment below.
But Bravehearts. That's probably the best one. It's probably. I mean, that one's pretty deep.
But in this film,
I wanted to go paint myself blue and red. Okay. Anyway.
He tried giving a speech in his film, and it was like out of nowhere. Now he just is he trying to give a speech right now?
Yeah.
This is towards the end, and this is spoilers, by the way, which doesn't give away everything. The movie's been out for like a month now.
You've already seen it already. If not, maybe you're watching this, you're like, cool, you'll find out.
And
it's all right.
I could say he's probably like one of the funnest characters in the film also.
Yeah.
Just because he was there. I think Bill Pullman is a very underrated actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could say that too.
Yeah.
God, what other movies is he in?
Bill Pullman. He was in Casper. He was in Casper.
He is so underrated. That movie is awesome. He should have won an Oscar for that.
For Casper, huh?
I don't know.
Playing with the ghost and all that. God, what else was he in?
God.
The first Independence Day film?
Was he in Basketball? Nah,
that was
that shit.
He's Trey Parker.
But anyway, I guess, I liked it. You can go see it in the theater if you want, but like we said,
I don't recommend this movie in the theaters. Actually,
probably just
you should just wait for the Blu-ray. Just wait for that. I saw it in the theaters, and it wasn't like outgoing, like to watch it in the theaters. Like this is something I said after the movie, like, man, I could have just seen this on Blu-ray.
I thought the 3D was pretty good.
I didn't see this in Blu-ray. You saw this in Blu-ray. I didn't see this in Blu-ray.
I saw it in 3D.
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 I said Blu-ray, didn't I?
Yeah, I was going crazy, but I just kept going. In the big theater, in the XD, we saw 3D XD. It was cool. If you go see it in the theater, I guess go see it like that, because there are some pretty cool.
This is a late review. It's probably not even in theaters anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean, never mind. If maybe you're rich and you have one of those. But anyway, it was cool. It wasn't like most people say Avatar is probably the best 3D movie.
3D movie? Me and him actually saw Jackass 3D, which is probably one of the best 3D movies I've ever seen.
Until the dildos came flying at you, and you're like,
oh god, what's that coming at me?
They did that on purpose. They did that.
They knew what they were doing.
Make it feel awkward for.
Let's talk about the negatives of this film, and there's a lot of it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of negatives.
No Will Smith. Boom.
By the way, we also got to mention that what's his name?
Jeff Goldblum.
His dad.
Oh yeah. That was a good thing. That's a good thing, though.
Like he's alive.
That was cool. Yeah,
he's still alive. I thought he was
even
dead.
survived that big old tidal wave.
Yeah,
he was in that tidal wave. Survived it. I was kind of like cool.
Okay, starting with negatives.
You didn't want that character to be killed off. I didn't.
No Will Smith. Negatives. Right there. The extra negative is his son. He was just so bland. He was so boring. He had nothing to do with this film.
And Vivica Fox died.
And she dies. What? By the way, isn't it funny that in the first film she was a stripper?
And they should have showed her as a stripper again.
But no, she's a doctor now.
Yeah, she was paying her way through school.
Stripper school?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But even I think in the movie she was paying her way through school, and that's why she was a stripper.
I didn't say anything
because that's where Will Smith met her.
No.
That's where they met.
At a hospital. Or...
No, it was at the strip club.
Oh, yeah.
She was stripping in the strip club. They met there, blah, blah, blah.
I was like, what? Like, she was a doctor at the time?
But anyway, Vivica Fox dying. Now
she doesn't have a...
Even when they tried to make it seem emotional at that part, it was just kind of like, but the son really has no part. Maybe if he had a better part, it would have been more sentimental, and then I could have understood why she died, and I would have been like, oh, goosebumps. But no.
Very great way to put it. I mean, she probably has maybe 4 minutes tops of film footage in this film. I mean, she's not in there very long. Her character was pointless. Why was she in this? Just to save a pregnant woman? Well, she wasn't pregnant. She had her baby with her. She saves the lady with the baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then she ends up dying.
Yeah.
And Liam Hemsworth. Not Thor.
The unlucky one.
I can say right now, this is probably one of his better films. But he's so
other
bland.
Films? What are his other films? I forget.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like, what are his other films? Anybody heard that song? Things That Make It Go.
Well, he was in Race. Oh wait, that was his brother. He was in The Heart of the Sea. Oh wait, that was his brother.
That was his brother. Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what he was in?
Wait, that was his brother.
We just call him not Thor because he's not Thor.
Anyway, Independence Day.
The new characters in this film were awful. I could not get behind them. They were boring. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I did not care about them at all.
It was just kind of curious to see, like, oh, they're making a part 2. Part 1 was good. I guess I want to see part 2.
And Judd Hirsch, Jeff Goldblum's dad, had nothing to do with the film also. He was just there. I mean, like, he interacts with these kids in the film,
that one part,
which made no sense.
The one part's funny where they meet back up again. And that kid, the girl's like, look at that tall, skinny guy.
Yeah.
Putting us down. And
yeah.
when they both look at each other like, is that you?
Like
whoa,
Dad?
What a coincidence.
Like, yeah. Well, apparently he had to go to Area 51 because that's where they went in the first film, right? But they just happened to find it.
Okay.
Like,
but you liked how there was a queen, like a big old queen.
Look.
Maybe Prometheus is all connected to this somehow.
It was interesting they had a
That's
queen
what I'm ready for.
in this film because it was something other from the mothership from the first film. Because the movie consisted of a mothership to take out the world.
Yeah. I liked how it was suctioned to the earth and you could see it in the atmosphere. That was a huge shit. That was pretty cool.
And there was a queen in here. The problem with that is it reminds you too much of Aliens. Like,
true.
Like,
that's why I guess I was like,
I kept thinking of Aliens when I saw this queen. I was like, are we watching? What are we watching right now?
But their faces are flat. The face is flat, and they don't have the.
Where's Sigourney Weaver? Where's she at? I don't see her in this film right now.
She's over there kicking ass, saying her name, still looking hot.
She's in Finding Dory, but another positive about the film was not a whole lot of destruction. Maybe the movie could have been better with destruction.
Yeah, there really wasn't. I mean, I guess it was just because the ship landed, and that was...
In this film, the main ship actually comes in, and it has its own gravity. I think it comes into China at first, and, like, pretty much... what city in China was it? Beijing? I'm not sure what it was, but, like, it picks up a whole city. Have these people
been talking to DC or some shit?
No, you want to talk to Superman right now?
They have on gravity, yeah.
Like, but they pick up a whole city and they drop the city on London, and that's when they have this whole scene.
See, I didn't really notice that either.
Yeah,
but yeah, and then you told me that, and I was like, oh, I guess it kind of did.
I was like, what? That was intense.
I guess that's how bored I was.
I can say right now that scene when that was happening with the cities being lifted. It's probably better than anything I saw in the first film. Like, I know, like, in the first film, you see, like, the Empire State Building blowing up. You see the White House blowing up.
Yeah.
But when I see that, I was like, God, like, that ship has some power. Like, it can actually, like, take out the whole Earth. I mean, that's what it was there for to begin with.
You could draw, like, goods, bads, but I guess we really have to take into fact it's been 20 years.
20 years.
I guess it was like the 90s, you know, Will Smith was, I mean, top of the line.
By the way,
to see an alien spaceship, the way it was coming through the clouds back then, that was
a really cool scene. When the ship was coming in through the clouds, it's by far one of the best scenes in the film. Just coming in.
And it's pretty good 3D. Like I tell you, it was pretty good 3D.
Well,
3D XD. I was like, we're going to see this.
On this film, in XD.
Yeah, I was like, we're going to see this. And it was my dad. I took my dad for his birthday.
That's cool.
He really wanted to see it. I was like, well, okay, I want to see it too.
Because you really liked that first film, huh?
Yeah, Mo went too. And, you know, but I guess the biggest negative is no
Will Smith.
And that's just, because the movie could have been a whole lot better. Will Smith's in it. Boom! Everybody wants to see it.
You can argue that the first film is superior to this film. Not superior, but as good because the first one had Will Smith, and this one, like, to me, I thought this was better directed. It's from the same director. I just thought it was like a better, well-made movie.
But you know what? Film. There was a time in that movie, I was like, man, what's the character? He's I'm back. And he goes
Randy
to-
Quaid. Randy
Okay,
Quaid.
I was like hoping he was
That
gonna
he was
show
gonna come
up.
back?
So, yeah, like he just
Dude, they
went
brought
up in
back
there.
Chris Spiner back.
Like he just went up in there, and he's been held captive all this long, and they were gonna find him whenever they went into the mothership.
You know what?
Dude, we could
know what?
have done this movie.
They should have done
They
that.
should have done that.
Because that's how stupid Roland Emmerich is. He's just
Like he's still in there. Like they captured him. He didn't actually blow it up. Just something happened, and they captured him.
Oh my God.
You know, they could have.
That
They
could have
made
been
him
really-
prisoner. And that would have been cool.
You know what? That could have been like a great film. And that just would have happened. Roland Emmerich.
So, but then, okay, getting the characters together. You said it's so better directed.
Yes. As far as like.
But then again,
like,
you don't like the guy Will Smith's son. So
No.
was the
no.
directing really better?
Well, it has to do with casting and acting, and writing. As far as directing
And that's
goes,
producing, right?
like
That's the producing. Okay.
like bringing in the characters,
Yeah.
the actors. Roland Emmerich directed this film. Of course, he directed the first Independence Day film. He directed Godzilla '98, which I really hate. I
so
hate
he-
'98 Godzilla.
So he did the first one too.
The first Independence Day film.
Yeah. Okay.
He also did The Day After Tomorrow
So I'm a dumb nerd.
and 2012. And throughout all the films that he's made, I should hate Godzilla more. But it's 2012 is the movie that I really,
He loves
really
Godzilla.
hate.
Like, dude, why can you be so
I
critical?
like
against
Godzilla, but that '98 Godzilla was so bad.
And which
And
one?
that's
Which
why- that's why I
Godzilla is
think-
that? Gabe, refresh my memory because I can't really. The '98 Godzilla.
That was the one with Matthew Broderick. The one where like he's in New York.
Okay.
And looks
yeah,
nothing like Godzilla.
and
He's
the
just like this
babies-
lizard.
And the babies get formed.
They're raptors.
Yeah. Also, we watching Jurassic Park?
Godzilla '98 was a
Jurassic
combination.
Park's connected.
Godzilla '98
Godzilla,
was a
shit.
combination between Jurassic Park and Independence Day. That's what Roland Emmerich was trying to make. It was awful. Awful. One of the worst films I've ever seen. But for some reason, 2012 is such a more worst film. It is.
Yeah.
And
Well, casting. You said casting.
but,
You know.
yeah.
Oh god, the guy from freaking Breaking Bad. He's
Well, he was in the new Godzilla 2014. That's a different
okay.
film.
Okay.
The new Godzilla. The recent one in 2014. I'm talking about '98 Godzilla. Roland Emmerich did not make the new one.
I know, but
Let's
I'm,
get that straight.
But the casting. That's why you like.
The new one.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
because of Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in the movie very long, though. And that's going to be our next review, by the way. Is the 2014
But still, just that
Godzilla.
scene where he's watching his wife in the radiation, and it's just like
Great
he's just
stuff.
such a great actor.
Great stuff.
Like this was the dad from Malcolm in the Middle.
Going back to Roland Emmerich, I thought he did a good job with his Independence Day Resurgence film. I know, like, he's made crap throughout the last Independence Day film,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess he had time to, like, be a better director, maybe? I'm not sure. He's not better
Practice
in the
makes
same,
perfect.
but, like, yeah, it took him so long, 20
Oh, no,
years.
But we like the first one better than the second one.
I want to say I think I might like this one a little bit more,
Really?
just with directing.
Shh.
And I'm talking about Emmerich.
But I'm not just talking about
Like-
direct. I'm talking about movie.
I don't know,
overall.
like the first one just really it's so good because of Will Smith. That's what makes the first film so good.
But you can't let casting destroy that. You gotta like then the first one was better because it had Will Smith and had Jeff Goldblum. I mean,
Jeff
Jeff Goldblum
Goldblum
was the
as
second
young
one,
kid, but like
Vivica Fox is being shown in lingerie,
and it has that great
Sorry, babe.
speech.
I love my wife.
It has that great speech from the president.
Yeah, so the first one, we gotta say the first one's better. I think the first one's better,
I'll say
but I wanted to see like a sequel, and
what this was the sequel.
maybe we should just.
Resurgence.
I know, maybe we should just throw the middle finger up because it took so damn long. Like, golly,
It did take long.
it's like now
It
you're
took a
gonna
long
do this
time.
shit.
You know, you took too long that Will Smith didn't want to be in this film. You know,
Exactly.
it was like, yeah. Would you go with a? Let's just end it right now. Would you recommend?
I would. I'm a sci-fi guy, so
I'll recommend on Blu-ray.
yeah, I would. I wouldn't go to theater. It's not in theaters no more.
It won't be in theaters. Probably by the time you see this.
Or just go get on Netflix. Netflix.
Or wait for Netflix, TV. When it comes out on TV, HBO, something like that.
It'll make you sit down and watch it. In other words, that's what we're saying.
The thing is, it's a time passer. I wasn't bored watching this. I was not bored when I was watching this film. I wasn't. It's a fun sci-fi film.
Yeah.
It is.
Especially when you see the mother and...
Yeah. It distracts you from thinking about other things, but it's fun to see at the same time, too.
A lot of cool scenes.
Yeah. I guess our next review would be maybe Ghostbusters, but we're going to do a Godzilla 2014 review pretty soon as well. And until next time,
Saying hasta luego from the workshop.
bye from the workshop.